Hey guys, today I want to do a different type of video. I want to talk over some kind of like a dilemma that I have, and it's kind of one of those things where like it's only caused from the growing pains of the issue. So I'm talking here specifically about Ubiquiti and their firewalls. So I have a site that I manage, actually a few sites like this, that have a UniFi UXG-Pro as the primary router, and I've got a CloudKey Gen 2 Plus as the controller. I did this for a few reasons, because I still wanted management of the network if the firewall was for some reason offline or crashed or that kind of thing, but I also did it because I like having the separate hardware, because if I wanted to upgrade the firewall down the line, I could do that. If I wanted to upgrade the controller down the line, I could do that. The slight dilemma I'm in now is at these sites, I'm looking for some kind of added redundancy for the firewall. And it's not caused by any specific issues. I'm just trying to plan ahead for the future. With the UXG-Pro, I bought this 2-ish years ago. It was like pretty much right when it came out. I bought it a while ago, a few of them for the different sites, and I was hoping that down the line we'd get some form of high availability feature. And I totally understand that like you shouldn't buy a product hoping that down the line there's going to be additional features added to it. That's a terrible way of doing things. But outside of that, I bought it because it does 3.5 gigabits per second routing with IDS and IPS, because it's meant to be managed by an external controller, and you can do dual WANs on it. So that's kind of what I did. And I was assuming a device like that would get the high availability I was assuming a device like that would get those high availability features compared to something like a UDM-Pro that I didn't think was that high end, that would not get those features. It almost just seems like at this point, it might just make sense to get the two UDM-Pros, stack them in the high availability shadow mode or whatever they call it, and just run the network that way, because you can do the dual WANs on them. You can do 3.5 gigabits per second IDS and IPS. But the problem is the UDM-Pro is an older product, so it could be end-of-lifed sooner than something like the UXG-Pro. It almost just seems like I can just have a UXG-Pro just sitting on site, maybe not set up, maybe just as a cold pair that I can adopt into, and just add it to the network if needed. But at the same time, though, like, it almost just seems easier just to do the shadow mode, because not only do you get the added RAM of the UDM-Pro, you get 4 gigabytes versus the 2 on the UXG-Pro, but like the processor's the same. So, I mean, there's not like a downgrade if you go either way. So, honestly, the UXG-Pro really just seems like a slimmed down UDM-Pro that's just made for routing that can be controlled by a CloudKey. That's kind of where I'm at. The UDM-Pro is $379. The UXG-Pro is $499. Price isn't really the biggest factor for either of these. I care about price, but I don't care about price in the sense that I'm going to pay for what I need, and if it's something that is absolutely necessary, there'll be money for it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I think I'm really leaning towards just going with the two UDM-Pros. Not that they normally do, but Ubiquiti hasn't shared a roadmap for the high availability features, of the UXG-Pro. So it doesn't seem like it's something they're going to add anytime soon. So shadow mode just seems like a decent idea. You can do it on the UDM-Pros if you have two of them, and I don't know. At the same time, I could do go up to the UDM-Pro-Max, just beef it out and go all out and get the 5 gigabits IDS IPS, get the 2 hard drive slots. Not that I'm ever going to use it, but it's there. And that's the thing too. So like with these IDS and IPS speeds, like they matter to me a little bit, but only for future expansion. Like these sites that I'm managing really only have a 1 gig internet connection. So essentially it does not matter the IDS and IPS speed, because all of these rack mount routers from Ubiquiti and firewalls at this point, they all exceed the 1 gigabits per second IDS and IPS speeds. So it doesn't really matter. So there's no need to upgrade to the UDM-Pro-Max, I don't think. No need to go to the special edition because, again, like the extra IDS and IPS speeds, and now that I think about it, the UDM-SE has the same IDS and IPS speeds, so the additional PoE ports does not matter to me. The built-in SSD for UniFi Protect does not matter to me, so there's no need to pay extra for a device like that. So the UDM-Pro seems like a really solid buy, because not only is it rack mount, you can do shadow mode. It's only $379. It's really cheap. So I think at this point what I'll do is I'm probably going to upgrade these sites to the dual UDM Pros, try it out, see what happens. Or maybe I'll just do one for now, and I'll take one of my UDM Pros I have here, take one of those, move it over there, try it out for a little bit in shadow mode. Just because I want to make sure that there's enough redundancy in the network that it can self-correct itself if I'm not able to be there quickly. This is an extremely long video of me yapping, but I think it's an important discussion to be had because Ubiquiti's starting to get into the enterprise world, but during this transition period, I feel like it's going to be kind of odd, especially for like people that just recently, in the past 2 to 3 years, have gotten into the UniFi ecosystem. Kind of upgrading into the new features that they have is going to have a few growing pains because that's just the nature of this kind of thing. I mean, there's always new features they're adding. There's always new abilities that they provide in these these networking devices, and they're not always going to be intercompatible just because of the nature of networking. So I don't know. It could be worth the trade-off of having the controller, router, firewall all on the same device, because there's 2 of them. So they do fail over. So I'm actually getting extra redundancy because the CloudKey is only a single device. So I don't know. I'm lost. But this is kind of my thoughts. Like I said, please leave a comment down below. Let me hear your thoughts. If I don't hear anything, I'm probably just going to end up getting the UDM-Pro because it's a solid buy. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. I've had one here for years now. It's gotten updates for like 4 years at least, probably. So it's been super solid. But yeah. So thanks for watching this video. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.